This is Yoga with Maria. I'm Maria, and today I'm bringing you a meditation for positive energy. If we want more positive energy, there's usually two reasons why we want more of it. One, the first is where we've already got some positive juju happening and we want more of it. Totally cool, and you can use this meditation absolutely to help enhance or continue the positive vibes that you're already feeling. All good. Probably the easier of the two, to be honest. The second reason we want more positive energy is because we don't have any. And my opinion on getting more positive energy or feeling like we have a lack of positive energy is less about trying to suppress or push away negative energy, and more about creating the space and awareness to allow ourselves to have a different perspective. And one note about this is that our brains are wired to think of the worst case scenario. It's part of how we've evolved to solve problems and survive and stay alive, and that's okay. But know that many of us, our natural state is to come to, what problems might pop up in whatever thing we're doing, which might spin us down like a negative energy path. So just know that that's okay, and that's our natural brain state, actually. And let's just have some softness around that if we can. You're not alone. This is everyone. There's a bunch of different ways also to get perspective and to start to train our minds to think differently or to think more positively. One thing that I like a lot is a gratitude practice. And so when I'm feeling crappy, I like to just think of 3 things that I'm grateful for right there in the moment. You could do it at any time. And it really helps to kind of snap me out of the feelings that I'm having and gives me perspective on, maybe things really aren't that bad. So that's one thing that you can do quickly without sitting down for a meditation. Another thing is meditation that we're going to do today. Another thing that I really like for getting perspective are analogies. And the one that comes to mind for this particular kind of situation is what I call the storm analogy. And the storm analogy is, if you think about the sky, the natural state of the sky is blue and clear and open. And if you imagine that perfect day, that is the natural state of the sky all the time. The sun is always shining, and there's a lot of space of the sky that's just totally clear and blue. But we also know that if a storm hits in the northeast part of the United States, we intellectually know that that storm isn't happening all over the world. There's plenty of people that are experiencing maybe the most gorgeous day of their life. And this analogy is a really nice analogy for the relationship between the self, and when I say self, I mean the big S self, our highest self, and our thoughts, emotions, and the way that we feel on a daily basis, which is obviously the storm. The higher self is the sky, always blue, always clear, at peace, steady, like it has equanimity. The storm is all the stuff that gets in the way. And so just having the knowledge of that can sometimes be enough to give us this perspective we need to have a different outlook. We're going to work with that today. We're going to use this idea of perspective to help us start to cultivate a different mindset. So thank you for joining me. Let's set up our seat. If you're in a chair, come to the edge so that the feet can ground down on the floor, hands can rest on the thighs. If you're sitting on the floor or anywhere else, I recommend propping up the seat with a block or a book or a blanket or a pillow. I use a pillow at home. And then hands can come to the thighs. You can just cross at the ankles, whatever is comfortable. Right away, just start to soften the gaze. Maybe Take a few more movements here. If you need to get any kinks out of the body, start to just take some breaths. So breathing in, breathing out, remembering to have softness. If we are feeling kind of crappy or negative right now, it's okay, it's normal. Breathing in, breathing out, not adding another layer of guilt or whatever on top. Breathing in. On this exhale, let the eyes close completely or take the gaze down if you don't want to close the eyes today. And then just allowing yourself to come into your space to arrive, letting any ambient or outside noises exist without resistance. Settling into the body. The first thing we'll do is a body scan. So start by taking your attention to your toes, and then slowly work your attention all the way up your body. Along the way, recognizing or just acknowledging where in the body you might feel uncomfortable or might be holding tension. And there's no need to do anything about it in this moment, just mentally making the note. So starting with the toes, working your way up through the feet, the ankles, the legs, taking your time until you reach all the way to the top or crown of the head. Once you've finished and you've reached your attention all the way to the crown of the head, keep your attention on the crown. And begin to imagine a white light just floating just above the head. It's touching the top of the head, almost like a crown. It can be about as wide as the top of your head. The light is bright and white. It can be a soft light, or maybe it flickers. You can use your own imagination to develop or see the light that you want to imagine. Just spending a few moments with the light here at the crown of the head. Now begin to imagine or see your light expand. And first, let's watch the light expand down into the body so it shines through the face. And this light can exist through matter, so it can flow throughout the entire body, not just the outsides of our body. So imagine the light first filling up the body. It's expanding downward into the body. Imagine it touching each part of the body that we've already scanned. And once the light fills the body, imagine the light beginning to expand all the way outward from the body. It begins to fill up the space that you're in. It expands to fill up the room that you're sitting in. It even continues to expand outside of the room you're in to the entire apartment, home that you're in, maybe expanding into the entire building that you live in. From here, it expands even further outside the building, through the neighborhood. It touches the other buildings. It continues to expand. It expands through your city, now through your state, your entire region of the country. It continues to expand to be as big as the country that you live in, and the light continues to touch other countries nearby, the entire earth, the entire world. It continues outside of the earth through our solar system. Continue to watch your light expand bigger and bigger, continuing to get more expansive in every direction. Continue watching your light expand. When you've gotten to a point where your light can expand no further, begin to watch the light retract back in towards you, moving slowly, going back through each step, revisiting each place or space that your light existed in before, but slowly pulling the light all the way back in towards your body. See the light exist throughout your entire body once more, staying with this vision for just a moment more. And then slowly watch the light return from the toes all the way back to the crown of the head, where it started. Letting the light exist at the crown for a few more moments here. And then watch the light begin to get smaller and smaller and smaller until the light is so small that it's not visible to you any longer. From here, begin to bring your attention back into the body, back to the breath, feeling the hands resting on the tops of the thighs, the seat resting on a chair or a block or book, pillow, feeling the feet on the ground, taking a breath in and out. And then from here, when you're ready, just let the eyes crack open just a bit to let a little light back into your vision. Taking a couple blinks here, allowing yourself to come back into the space. Welcome back. So know that you can come back to this video and this meditation anytime you're needing perspective, anytime you're needing a little bit of a boost of positive energy. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hands come to touch in front of the heart. Namaste, yogis.